So today, guys, I'm here with Sam. He's an incredible person in the Ordinal space. He's the founder of Bitwell Punks, which we'll discuss. And we're just really happy to be here. We're really happy to have you here, Sam. And how are you doing today?
Thank you, bro. Fonzie, thank you so much, man. So super grateful. Another day. Yeah, I just got back from a hackathon and I'm ready to keep going, ready to keep building.
Let's go. I saw that tweet on Twitter, and congrats, you won first place, right?
Yeah, it was a challenge I won. It was like my first hackathon. It was like
Mhm.
there was little challenges that you could do, and our team won a challenge. So like super grateful. That was super awesome.
Huge congrats. What was the challenge about? What was like the objectives?
It it was actually cross-chain encrypted messaging on Ethereum.
Okay.
So it was basically build a dApp that connects to the wallet, run it through the test network, and basically try to do an encrypted message. I was already doing that in Bitcoin, so I was like,
Exactly,
"Oh shit, I
exactly.
got it!"
Let's
Like,
fucking go. That's
yeah.
cool. And so it was how long was the time frame for like creating that specific
We
thing?
had 24 hours. I had no idea what I was
Oh,
gonna do before then, but we had 24 hours to turn it in. And we turned it in like at the last second. We went for the win for
let's
sure.
go, bro. Let's go. Again, so yeah,
Yeah, it was fun.
I love that. I love that a lot. So today's conversation is just gonna be like about like, your projects, kind of how you got into Orno space. Before we start, I just want to say we had this interview last week, but I messed up for my part. And so the audio was kind of like it was in the
Nah,
best
you're good. We were in
quality.
a bitmap. We were in a bitmap, bro. We were in too deep.
We actually were, we really were. You know what? If I can somehow manage to like kind of make or like fix the audio like on the bitmap stuff, then those are great places to have like interviews. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just start first. You did start Bitwell Punks. I have my PFP is actually Bitwell Punk. But I like to like take this time kind of share like the idea, the roadmap, and how you got really into it.
Yeah, so I started basically coding JavaScript like a year and a half ago in HTML. I was playing with shapes back in with Ethereum,
Mhm.
and I was just playing with ChatGPT, playing with how the shapes can generate. I ended up making this shape that actually looked like a well, kind of, right? And it just
Nice.
it,
Uh-huh.
it, it kind of inspired me, right? So I was like, oh, at that moment I was building on Bitcoin, and I was like, well, is there a wishing well like on chain? Like there wasn't, like right there. I haven't never heard of that shit. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
let's do it. So the first thing was basically I'm here right now on bitwell.wtf. I'm gonna go to my wallet real quick on Bitwell 1.1, and then you can see the provenance right here.
That's so
So
cool.
basically, the idea was to make a wish, right?
Mhm.
You didn't even have to spend money or inscribe it. It was just a real thought. Like, hey, if you ever wanted to click a button and then watch, the coin fall down into the wishing well, you can make a wish. And this right here, what I have on display was the first rough draft of Bitwell.
Mhm.
This is inscription number 13 million.
It's a really early one
When
too.
is this? Yeah, this was June 25th. June 25th. I'm gonna put here first draft of Bitwell.
Yeah, anyone who's
Now
watching,
down.
yeah, anyone who's gonna watch in the future,
Yeah.
like comment on this one. Let's all comment. Let's all get this one hyped up.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. So this was the first draft, bro, and it was just like boop, and you made a wish. That's it.
Mhm.
That
That's
was it. And bro, it amazed me so much how simple it was
mhm.
to inscribe an HTML file into Bitcoin. I'll tell you right now, basically you have a code, and if
Mhm.
it works, put it on your notes, save as, and then put the file name .html, and then go to a place like Unisat, and then go ahead and drag that file in there. And that's how you upload an HTML file,
Well, that's amazing. And the process, like,
basically.
and the process seems very technical, but it really isn't. It's super, super simple, right?
Very simple, very very simple because if you ever played with JavaScript or HTML, you save those files like .html or
Mhm.
.js, and you can actually save it on the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin, think of it as the server, like
Yeah,
the one that's hosting the code, basically.
amazing, amazing stuff. And I know last time we spoke, you mentioned about the Bitwell, like the logo itself. You tended first to have like, I'll let you explain actually, because I think you got the cool story there.
Yeah, no, it was a mistake. Like the whole logo was a mistake when I was doing the shapes. I wanted to actually create like a well going in,
Mhm.
but then it turned into like a side view and then like a rotating, and I really enjoyed it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. because I've made mistakes in the code, and mistakes turn into ideas. And I was like, okay, fuck it then.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do that.
And it looks really nice. Like from a mistake, it looks really good. I feel like the best ones are always the ones that you don't intend it to be. And it really reminds you of like a Halo, right? With the Bitcoin as well. So like it has that,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Dude,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
it was super fun. It was
That's
super fun creating this Fonzie, and like I'm super grateful that like you're interested in like how I got to do this, because at the beginning this was just all an idea I was creating as I went.
I remember I remember so I saw one of your tweets on Twitter. Actually, I'm not sure if it was yours or someone else, but they had a punk and it had like a really cool background. It was the space one, which I don't think you have the specific one,
Yeah,
right?
it's over now.
Yeah, so but
Yeah.
I missed the opportunity to have that one. But I went on there and I'm like, that's incredible. So I'll let you explain kind of like the process. I'll give like a brief overview, but like you go to the website and the minting experience is just immaculate. It's incredible. But yeah, I'll let you explain that. And I think you also have like you change the background to every couple of minutes, right?
Yeah, I've been changing the background. I just clicked on mint.bitwell.wtf. This is basically a recursive HTML.
Mhm,
Right here, I actually collaborated with Wild Things. Shout out to Wild Things. He helped with the functions. I created sort of like the UI, but we both helped together create this new wish function. So
mhm,
I've made a couple wish functions. Right at the beginning, you saw the rough draft. It was just a coin and it dropped. After
mhm,
that, I made a text message that you can actually insert text into your wish and inscribe it. After that, I did the binary art that
mhm.
you inscribe the wish and it turns into art. And now I did it to a relatable PFP using recursion. So that was the technology behind that, the recursive like side. I really enjoyed recursive. It's like Bitcoin is permissionless. You can do whatever you want. So I did inscribe all of these backgrounds. So I spend some gas fee basically on Bitcoin
Mhm.
to inscribe all of these backgrounds, and I change them every now and then. Yeah, so it's I think I changed it today. Oh yeah, today I did Falling Wishes. It's a
Falling
cool
wishes.
one.
Bro, that
Yeah,
matrix
it's
the falling wishes. The matrix one looks amazing too.
people love the Matrix one. People love the Matrix one. Yeah, they've been scooping the Matrix one for sure. But yeah, this is basically just another way to make your wish come more to life on chain. And what better way to either have it public or
Mhm.
private, and basically have a animated background on a punk.
I love that so much. And recursion is just a really huge process. I feel like that there has really innovated the way people kind of create these ordinals. And I guess I'll let you explain kind of the process, like what recursions are and sort of how people can utilize recursions, right?
Yeah, recursion is definitely something pretty dope in the Bitcoin network. Here is a cool way to learn.
Okay,
I'm very visual. So, okay, so you see this is recursive.wildthings.com. This is where I've built Bitwell since the beginning.
let's
Like
go.
I have built Bitwell right here because it's a in real time code editor and you could see if the code works, right? But not only that, you can also see if the code fits with another inscription on chain. But when you're doing it in visual code, you can't really see if it works unless you run it. But in here, it's somehow connected to the blockchain using this right here, the source content. Basically, the
Mm,
source content is attaching itself to the inscriptions on chain, and all you have to do is just change the inscription ID, right? So
mhm.
you can actually take this inscription ID. Let's get let's go to or.io and let's grab an inscription ID from anywhere. Let's grab this one.
Oh, that's a really interesting image right there.
Inscription ID. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like ET.
Yeah,
And there it is.
nice.
So basically, what recursion is a permissionless way to grab something that's already inscribed and kind of like a music sampling,
Mhm.
basically, and make it yours, but in a way that you want it to be, right? So there's a lot going on with recursive technology. I think since it is on Bitcoin,
Yeah,
I think a lot of institutions or big
yeah,
parent companies are going to be like, oh, but I'm going to sue you for copying.
exactly.
I don't think it works like that on Bitcoin, to be honest. The technology is different, the permission is different. And that's where parent and child comes into play too. There's going to
Mhm.
be a way to recursively start with a parent tree and then break itself down into child inscriptions. So there's a lot of cool ways to do it. I've learned that instead of asking for permission, always do things permissionless, you know?
Yeah.
I've learned that from Jack Butcher. I really followed him before I got into Ordinals. He's a really dope guy to follow in space.
Jack Budget, we're definitely link his account here. And you mentioned a couple of really good things. Okay, so with recursions, you can basically anything that's inscribed, you can call upon it. And I think there's this
Yes.
project called Counterfeit Cult, which they have a series O collection. And so
Oh
it's a
yeah,
series, yeah, those are dope. I like those. I have two of those.
they're dope. No,
They
they're
really
dope.
are.
They're dope.
So it's a series of 22 cards and created by 22 artists, and each card has a supply of unlimited supply, but you can create your own, right? It won't be in. So what's the process like? It won't be indexed as part of the collection, but you can have a specific one through recursions. Is that correct?
On the I'm not sure. Let me what was it's the counterfeit, right? Let me see.
Yeah, counterfeit. So the idea with recursions, as you mentioned, is you can basically anything that's on chain, you can call upon it and even inscribe your very own version of it, right?
Right, right. That's basically it. That's, I mean, if counterfeit is doing that, then yes, they are using recursion. And on ord.io, you can actually see what recursion is being used. Let me give you an example. Head to my Bitwell Punk right here.
Nice.
And there it is, recursive modules. So you can see actually what is being recursed. The font is being recursed. The JavaScript of the function is being recursed, and HTML, an application, an image. You can actually see how many recursions I'm using. I even use recursion for my tools, like Bitwell 1.1, let's say. I used recursion. I used a sub 1K background.
Mhm.
I used a text recursion, a JavaScript recursion, and another application recursion. So not only on images, you can do recursion, you can even do recursions on tools that you actually create.
That's amazing.
And that's the best part. Like if your code is broken down into HTML and JavaScript, you
Mhm.
can take the function of the JavaScript, inscribe that separately, and then take that HTML code and then have it point to that JavaScript that's already inscribed within that using the slash content that you just saw.
That is incredible. That's insane.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And
insane. Mhm.
it minifies the code. That way you can actually take code that's already inscribed and then make something happen with less code.
That's incredible. And I was in this space just a couple minutes ago, and one of the biggest things they were talking about was sort of like, how do you sort of upload photography? I think photographers out there and artists really in general want a way to kind of inscribe or put their like photography on chain, which they can very much do with recursions, right?
Yeah, a lot of PNG files are very big,
Mhm.
right? They're very big PNG files. So I would like size it down to WebP.
Mhm.
Like WebP is another file size that you can, put it down. But yeah, like photography, it is a lot of kilobytes to put in the inscription. But I don't. I'm sure there's gonna be another tools to like keep lowering. I mean, with code, you could probably
Yeah.
do it as well. I mean, who knows? Photography, I haven't really seen photography in inscription. That's kind of interesting.
I haven't either. I think there has to be a better system because what you mentioned is like the perfect, like it definitely takes a lot of storage and stuff, and that's definitely an issue.
Yeah.
I see here Bitwell building on the Bitcoin blockchain to encrypt and decrypt messages. Let's go for it. Let's
Yeah.
dive in here.
Yeah, this is the first Medium article that I did. Basically the birth of Bitwell. Like I put it all on the bio, bitwell.wtf. You can see everything there from the Medium article.
I love
Basically
the yeah.
breaking it down.
I love the
Yeah,
look.
no
I love
worries.
the look. Everything's nice.
Yeah, basically breaking it down to like what I've done, like how did I end up making it, what the algorithm used for Bitwell 1.1, links to the wishes, how to inscribe a wish. Basically, the inscription part of it, you didn't really at the beginning. I was telling people just make a wish on chain using the tool. You didn't have to inscribe.
Mhm.
But I saw like 40 wishes inscribed, and I was like, yo, what's going on? So I managed to index them together, put them on Magic Eden, and have them trade wishes. So that part was pretty cool. I really like that. My whole goal, I think, with Bitwell
Yeah.
is to do something fun where in reality, in real life, there's fountains, they still have coins. But wouldn't it be cool to like, I don't know, connect the wallet and like select the coin and see if it was a public wish or a private wish? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like in like decrypt the wish So like it would be possible if I could make maybe like a whole indexer, like a fountain, and every single inscription that's ever been like in a wish form would be all laid out, and then I
Yeah.
would just like scroll the mouse and check it out. Like, one of the biggest wishing wells actually needs security because it makes over $1 million a year.
Which one's that one again?
It's yeah, let's Google it.
Yeah, because that's a really good point there. People do
Yeah,
this in real life. I remember.
they still wish.
Yeah, they wish, and it's. I feel like it's a very. It's not a superstition, but like I feel like it's getting there, right? It's like, it's almost you have to, right? It's a sign of good luck. Um,
And the kids go
yeah, they
for
do.
the
They really
wishes
do.
more than anything.
They really do.
uh how do I ask Google the most valuable wishing wells?
Most. And then another thing too I love about your project is the creativity. Like people sort of when they mint this Bitwell Punks, they do all sorts of stuff with it. The one we spoke about last time was I believe is the Ordinal Gazette. He
Oh
literally
yeah, he's
inscribed a
cool.
video. That was wild.
Shout out to Ordinal Gazette, man. He's that real.
Yeah,
I feel like when I tell people wishing well, they kind of get lost. Like they've never heard a wishing well on chain, and they're like lost already. They're like, "What are you doing?" Like,
yeah, exactly, exactly.
they're
Um,
like, "What are you doing?" But I pulled this up because this was the first ever thing I did for Bitwell. When I did that make a wish function, I did this text inscription. Because of Bitmap, I really enjoyed the text inscription of Bitmap, and I was really motivated. I'm like, damn, you can create your own text inscriptions. Like, yeah, you can. So basically, well, that's how I guess the community started with this text name inscription. There's a lot of planning that I'm doing for well holders.
mhm.
Still, like, I haven't done what I really wanted to do with well, but that will come soon. I saw Genie Data put some stats on well, so that was fun.
I love that. It's like
And
you're creating the
then
community itself, right? Your own community within it.
yeah, this was the first time I ever, I guess, put the idea out there of the wishing well, this one and the tool for 1.1. But in reality, man, at the beginning,
Yeah,
Bitwell, it was kind of funny. It was like, oh, what are you gonna do? Like make a wish or whatever? I mean, you'll be surprised how many people make a wish, right?
I love that.
So, I mean, what I want to do is keep creating for Bitwell. I think with the funds that I'm receiving with Bitwell Punks, I really want to update the website. I really want to make the indexers. I really want to make a more social platform for Bitwell.
Yeah,
That way they have fun when they enter. It's just like it's like a fountain when you pass by. You can see the coins, you
exactly.
can make a wish for fun. But if you want to inscribe a wish, then you can as well.
And this is what I love about your idea is innovative. It's like it's continuously evolving, right? And something and it's like a lot of it community feedback, a lot of it is sort of where you see, and that's a beautiful part. Um, I also saw you on the website you had the bit pages, right? And those bit pages are quite interesting. So I'll let you explain those as well.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who got the bid pages. I selected like handpicked people on well who were
Mhm,
active. I airdropped them the bid page. That was something that I did like 4 months ago or 7 months ago, and I
mhm.
had it on my phone because I draw pixels. I really like pixel,
That's amazing.
and yeah, I just had it on my phone, and I was like, why don't I just airdrop this art to people that already invested in well, just a little, have it like a low supply. Was able to get them the Pidgeys, and then I reached out recently to JPEG Wars. They actually listed the bid Pidgeys. That's awesome. Like, I
That's
really
cool.
appreciate that. You can fight now with your bid Pidgey on JPEG Wars. So yeah, it got some utility at least with JPEG Wars more than
I, I
art.
I gotta get better at that game, bro. I keep like every time I log in trying.
Oh man, I'm so bad, bro.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then I found out that you could zoom out. I'm like, oh, that's how you know.
Wait, you can zoom out?
You can zoom out.
Wait, where was this knowledge, bro? I wish I had a guide. I don't know anything about this.
Literally, literally, you can zoom out. But yeah, they really enjoyed it. To be honest, man, I everything I do has been very creating on the go, and I've been really just getting all the feedback. But this accidentally turned into my project, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
project that I really wanted to be mine, because I've always made stuff, but I've never been let's say like like a master project, right? And I feel like this is my baby, right? I really feel like I want to work on this more because I'm a creator. I make music. I create a lot of things. But I think in Web3, I really found my home with Bitwell. I really want to take care of Bitwell, and I really want to update it as much as possible. So I really just think about Bitwell all the fucking time now.
That's amazing, bro.
I love it.
And I really love the project too. Like my PFP is literally a Bitwell Punk. The magic
No,
hat.
I'm so happy. When I see you, I'm like so happy. I'm like, holy
Fucking go.
shit, look, it's like
Let's
it's
go.
Bunzy.
Hey, okay, go.
That's awesome,
Hey.
bro.
And then right here, so we have the make.
Hey,
Hey, we got the Fonzie. Hey, I was gonna say, so here we have Make a Wish, right? And so like, what are some interesting wishes you've seen so far? And some clever ones, aside from like the Ordinal Gazette one, but like, what are some like clever ones you've seen?
yeah, let's take a look. Here's one that I really enjoy. I don't know what number it was, but man, there was
Mhm.
it was a Bitwell Punk that he put like the US depth
Wait,
uh
it's
and
so cool.
and the white and the white paper, both.
Oh my gosh, these guys
And
are
the
clever.
Bitcoin white paper. Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
obviously,
let's go.
there's Fonzie. There we go. There's
Well, I'll put my
Fonzie.
password. I think my password is what's my
Oh yeah,
password?
what's your pass? Yeah.
Um.
You're
Okay,
gonna
so I
say it live. You're gonna say it live with the password.
I'll say it live. F it. Fuck it. It's a Latin word. It's veritas, which means truth. So VERITAS. I believe that's a password.
Let me see. Yeah, let me see if it I think no, let me see an order.io.
Okay. I think that's my password.
Veritas. Maybe not. Oh, and Blockamoto recently, did you see how what he tweeted about the Bitwell Punks? That was pretty cool.
Wait, was it his like he bought one? I did not see it. Wait, let me where was it?
This one right here.
Okay.
He got this one, bro. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, bro. And
Yeah.
that's did he ever tell you the password for his like
Somebody found out, bro. Somebody found out the password. Hold on, let's see.
Wait, how do these people
Let's
do
go.
this stuff? This is so cool. How do you find out? Like they just like
He wrote, okay, so he said, hey, this Bitwell, I dedicate this Bitwell to Oshi. Remember the girl?
oh, okay.
Let me see, Blockamoto. Somebody put it here. Okay, Oshi. And then somebody copied this.
Ah, bro, that's
Somebody copied that. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's
what?
that one. UI.
Bro, what?
UI.
I'm dead. Oh my gosh. I'm dead. You see, that's the thing with Blakamoto. He has like um I know the password. I love that.
Like another password, LOL.
Bro, I love these comments. This is incredible.
This
These
is pretty dope. Shout out to Leonidas.
yeah, hell yeah, 100%. Yeah, with Black Mirror, it's like he's like a mystery, right? He's like he's the bitmap, he's like the Satoshi equivalent for bitmap. Um,
Yeah, this guy is, hey, he said it before, he's not really technical like with code, but he's very, I guess, with bitmap, he just made a tech standard and just people started believing in it. And that's the power of Bitcoin, right? Like if you start to believe in something, you know what I'm saying? Like it can go a long way. Like you have no idea what can happen.
100%. It's and you know what's a beautiful part too. Also, Sam is like everyone who's in this space right now not only are part like collectors, but they're also innovators. Like they themselves have their own ideas, their own projects. And the beautiful part is we all share that sort of experience, that sort of forward thinking and ambition together, right? Um, but yeah, onto the Bitwell stuff. Like, where do you see like in the future? Where do you see this navigating towards? I know you kind of had encrypted messages, and you had well as well. Do you see like anything else add to it? And this is true alpha, so like anyone listening will like know what the future holds for your Bitmap punk. I mean your bit well punk.
Yeah, so Bitwell Punk, it's just another way to basically have your wish be more notable and more meaningful to you, and you can
Mhm.
represent your wish in a PFP because I feel like a lot of people love to represent their PFP, and I feel like how can people rep their wish, and that's how kind of like the punks. It's been at first I didn't like them, but now like I started to adapt, and like through
Yeah,
years of looking at pixels, I've learned to love the punks. So it was a no-brainer to put it as a notable PFP. But I think you know, who knows? I don't have any plans as to make a, you know, original or other drop
Mhm.
of sort of anything. I think the wishes itself, can just be wishes, right? There's already tools that you can make a wish either in binary, in text form using SHA-256, or in Bitwell Punk mode, right? But I do want to make the experience of making a wish a little easier and a little better, right?
Mhm.
Over
Mhm.
time. So I think um I don't see another project coming to Bitwell, but I do see more innovative way of making wishes, I could
I
say.
love that. I love that. And then this is the question of the day, like what brought you into Ordinals and like what was it specifically that, sold you 100%? Like this is something that needs to be in Ordinals and I'm staying here. I love this space.
What brought me into Ordinals? Man, that's a good question. I think what brought me into Ordinals, man, damn, definitely had to be BRC20. I
Mhm.
had no idea what the fuck it was. And then the OXBT came out and they were like, "Oh, this new coin under Bitcoin, and it's treated like a NFT," and it just intrigued me, bro. I
Mhm.
was like, "What is that? Like, how can that be? Like 14 years of Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden now we can do coins under Bitcoin, just like
Mhm.
ERC20." So I was like,
Exactly.
"Wait, what?" Like, so I did that. And obviously that ran up the first couple of days after mint, and I did manage to mint it. So I was like, you know, I was already in the green by then. So I started
Mhm.
inscribing ideas, inscribing code, and that's where Bitwell came to play. So yeah, it's BRC20s.
Let's go. Let's go.
But
And yeah.
funny enough,
Mhm.
funny enough,
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I didn't know at the time, but BRC20s are basically like they're just Bitcoin Ordinals, they're NFTs, right? Like you're trading when you trade 1,000 coins, you're just buying like the NFT for 1,000 coins, right? And so forth.
yeah. Right now, the biggest mint is Sats BRC20 because it's trying to replicate the actual Satoshis on Bitcoin, which is kind of funny. The supply is
Oh,
2.1 quadrillion. Here I could
ooh.
share the screen. That's a huge supply, yes. But you know, degens are going to be degens, and now Sats are, let's see, probably not that much. 86% minted. Wow.
Wait, hey, this is true off right here. Anyone who's watching, hopefully, okay, I'll probably post this up like by tomorrow or Saturday. But anyone who's watching, like, no financial advice, but like, hey, Sats is like a really really good name for
BRC20.
oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's I don't know what they're gonna do with Sats, man. Supposedly, I heard they want to make a liquidity pool with Sats or something using so for a seamless swap, just like ERC20s. But I don't know how that would work. Like my mind is just blown away right now. But yeah, bro, this is the heat map of Genie data. Shout out to Genie data.
Let's go.
You can see the Ordinals heat map, like what's getting inscribed right away.
Mhm.
Sats with over 297 mints right now. Um, all unconfirmed right here. And man, Sats has just been running the game. I think this by next week it's already gonna be minted out. I hold a little bit of Sats.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't know the history of BRC20. Just in case I grabbed a couple BRC20. I also made a tap token. This is a little alpha. I'm not sure
Go.
yet what I'm gonna do with the tap token, but it is for the Bitwell Punks.
Let's go. Okay, that's true alpha
Yeah.
right there. Let's go, Sam. I need to.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so
Yeah.
people have spoken, like, talk to me all the time about like, okay, minting this stuff is really difficult. How easy is it to mint? Because it's really simple, right? It's not difficult to mint at all.
The tap token?
The sats, like BRC tokens, BRC
Oh, the
20
sats.
tokens.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Genie data, you can actually mint them here as well. Let's see how it looks. This is pretty dope. Like,
that's
it
dope.
shows your net worth. This is the profile of Genie data. Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty dope. Okay, you go to Sats here on Genie data. You can mint it right here as well. 88% already done. Just minted directly right there. Enter the amount. This is the bulk mint, so you want to do one, you know, all the way to however many you want. On Unisat, I think you can do more than 20. Let me go to Unisat. Mint directly. Yeah, you can do 1,000 on Unisat if you wanted to. But yep, this is how it is. You basically go either to unisat.io or Genie Data, and you can mint directly on there.
How much was it cost? Was it what was like the do you remember like the cost?
It's let's see, $1.20.
Bro, this is incredible. It's not that
And
bad.
that's why it's minting the fuck out over
Yeah.
2 quadrillion. Like
Yeah.
it's $1. Yeah. You're just paying the fees. You're just paying the miner basically.
Gotcha. And that's a funny part too, Sam, is like the projects, like okay, the ones I'm really bullish on, like Bitmap, for instance, these are projects that, the mint was incredibly low, right? Sure, it might take it 2 or 3 years before we see any actual like price discovery, like action and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
these are projects that are community driven. Like there is no like, there is no like basically no one's getting this, right? Um,
Yeah. No, Bitmap really changed the game. Like to me, Bitmap started everything to me.
100%, definitely agree. I had an interview with IMSO NFT Chris, and he was talking about Bitmap Valley, but like there's people building like these virtual lands, right, and stuff on there. Um,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's what I'm bullish on too. Are we gonna see like a Bitwell metaverse on built on Bitmap?
I mean, the closest thing to what I had in mind was recursive.io.
Nice. Okay.
That was the closest thing that they literally grabbing ideas that I had and like,
Hmm.
bro, I literally wanted to be like a Pokemon kind of flow to Bitwell, this 2D, and with recursive.io, I think we can make that happen. They're still building that, but yes, I really want to make like Bitwell maps on Bitmaps. Yes, that's gonna be a thing. I really want to do that. I don't know how, but that's gonna be a thing. Because all the inspiration that I'm getting for Bitwell was because of bitmap. So I'm definitely gonna make a well in a bitmap, or or maybe more than one. But definitely that, and then definitely the tap token. I'm really intrigued on the tap token. I do have that Be Well tap token just in case.
Hmm.
But I wanna take my time with it
Hmm.
to understand how to do it right with tap token.
I love this. I love this. And then like the final two questions. I just saw a dog here. I'm at work, so I'm like recording for here.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So last final two questions. So one of the things I love doing, like with my channel, one thing I want to like implement too is sort of bring entrepreneurs, bring innovators into a space, and like anyone who's watching, kind of offer like bring like give them advice, right? So like as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, what advice do you have for someone who wants to start, like who wants to build something, right? Even in the Ordinal space, like what would you give them?
I would say don't follow like the institutional investors, don't follow Animoca brands, don't like follow yourself. Basically, like do your own thing because like it's hard. I understand like in Web3 to get the right information all the time because there's so much information out there.
Mhm.
But what I would say, take the risk to make a mistake, ask questions and be on Twitter Spaces,
Yeah.
or X Spaces. I think that's the most important thing, the spaces, because that's how I've learned to inscribe a .html, to understand recursive, to understand like all of this stuff, and like don't be afraid to DM people and be like,
Yeah.
hey, how do you do this? Or like, hey, do you want to like work on something or something? Like, don't be afraid. What's the worst thing that could happen? They can say no.
I
That's
love
it.
that. I love that so much. And spaces are huge, right? You host your own spaces too.
Huge.
Like, is there a schedule you have specific spaces on specific times? And I love to co-host a space with you too, Sam. Like, just talk about
Yeah, we
Ordinals.
could definitely co-host a space. I don't have any scheduled time. I've always done like random spaces. At the beginning of bitmaps when they were blocking out, yeah, it was pretty big of the spaces. Then it kind of narrowed down to everybody doing their thing, which I loved. And we just continue from that. I think Ordinals is a cool space. Yesterday, Leonidas was talking to this woman, and the woman's like, "Hey, are there any institutional investors and real money coming in and real collectors?" And I'm kind of happy that there is no institutional investors right now because it just feels so organic. It feels so early. And why would you want already the institutional investors to be here? Like, if they were here, then that means you're late, right?
Yes,
So it's
100%,
like, so it's
100%.
like I don't like following
Mhm.
celebrities. I don't like following big, influencers. I think the real builders are people that have 200 followers, 300 followers and nobody knows who they are, right? So I'm very much paying attention to anybody that's building on Ordinals, and I'm taking the chance, just like I did in this hackathon, just taking a chance and trying to see where it goes.
I love that. That's such a good way to end it. I had a second question, but that's such a good way to end it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before? with the interview.
Yeah, no, Fonzie, I'm so grateful for you, man. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for making this video. I really enjoyed my time. Yeah, go check out bitwell.wtf. I'll put all the links. I'll give them to you.
Awesome.
And yeah, Bitwell Punks are minting on mint.bitwell.wtf. Take your time. There's 10,000 different recursive HTMLs ready to get inscribed. You can do it in uncommon or pizza or block 78 as well. I put a couple of choices. The API does go through Ordinals bot. So I'm using Ordinals bot node for that, which is public now, which
Yeah,
anybody can use it. Yeah. So
that's amazing. Let's go. That's
yeah,
there.
yeah. So anybody can use the mechanism that's used on Bitwell Punks. So yeah, pretty excited. Stay tuned for a new background. Stay tuned for that tap token, and that's the alpha, man.
Awesome. Let's go. I know you mentioned the pizza stats. Are we getting a pizza background? Is that?
Oh, that sounds good. But everybody, yeah, that kind of sounds fire. I might do a pizza background. Yeah, that sounds fire.
Let's go. Awesome, awesome. Like always, thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Sam. Like this is amazing stuff. And then I know we have like a minute left, but yeah, I really appreciate you being here, bro. And thank you for doing this with me.
No, thank you, Fonzie. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I'm down to do that space. Let me know what time,
Yeah,
and we could just talk, do that space together, bro.
let's do it. Let's do
Oh
it.
shit.
Awesome, Sam.